Hello and welcome to Black Economics TV. We have with us today Guiseppe. He does gusto snacks, which are really air-fried apples. Would you believe you can make a snack that you can eat anywhere that can last for how long?
1 year, 8 months.
1 year and 8 months. So this snack can last 1 year and 8 months. So if you're traveling, it's a great thing to have. And it's great for snacks to give to children as well. Healthy snack. So Guiseppe is going to tell us his story. Hello Guiseppe, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
That's okay. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Tell us about your product.
So Gusto Snacks is basically a brand on a mission to reduce food waste. And what we do is that we work with farmers and save the fruit that they can't sell. So the fruit that for various reasons, such as aesthetics, mainly shape, size, color. Unfortunately, supermarket discards them, so we buy them and transform them into air-dried fruit snacks. And it's a way to bring, the dried fruit, the fruit that would have otherwise be discarded, back into the market in a way that is sustainable and also, healthy snacks for all, really.
So what fruits do you use?
So at the moment we use apples. Apples is our main, the main fruit that we use because it's widely wasted. It's one of the most wasted fruits out there.
Okay, we had no idea about that.
Yeah.
Well, well done. Where did you
so
get
much.
the idea for this?
I used to do my national service in Italy, and when I was in Italy we used to work with charities, and that is where I saw at first hand how much food really doesn't make it into our plates. So we used to visit different farms, supermarkets, and collect their, let's say, leftovers or the food that they couldn't sell during that season. And I saw that there was so much food that could actually be prevented from going to landfill. So when I came here in the UK and I was about to, start my business, I thought, okay, maybe I can go back to that. That actually inspired me because I wanted to do something for our environment and also, for our society. So that came to my mind and I said, let me go into this and do a bit more research about it. And I saw that the UK too have the same issue, and that is where I am now.
Yeah. And how long have you been doing this?
We've been doing this since. So I started the first business in 2019. 2016, the first business. And then unfortunately I closed the first business down in 2019 where the first business was about saving fruits and turning them into drinks. I couldn't grow it, I had to close it down in 2019, and then 2019 till now I started my second business, and that is the one that is really going well.
And this is Gusto?
Yeah, Gusto Snacks, yeah.
Oh, Gusto Snacks. Okay. So where can we find Gusto Snacks now? Where is it being sold?
Gusto Snacks is sold in the high street stores such as Selfridges, W.H. Smith's, in many of the airports out there, let's say Heathrow Airport, Gatwick Airport, and also we sell on Amazon. On Amazon, in case, I believe many people will be watching on YouTube. If you are in Germany, you can find us in Amazon Germany as well. And then at the moment we also sell in many independent retailers across the UK, about 200 independent retailers. So all the shops, the small shops across the street, really.
Okay. Now, I came across you because you were talking about Holland and Barrett on LinkedIn. So tell us, what happened there?
Yeah, so we met Holland and Barrett. Holland and Barrett, I am someone who goes in Holland and Barrett, and I used to go there and buy their product because obviously I loved the shop. They sell healthy stuff. So when I started my business, I thought about one day having my products in Holland and Barrett because it's a healthy product. But then when we met them, they were very interested in the products. They saw the snacks, they tried it, and we were very convinced that they were going to stock the snacks because they had meetings with us. We gave them multiple samples. The first one we gave them, they said they kind of lost it. The second time we
more like they ate it.
They ate it. We drove all the way to their head office in the north, about almost 3 hours drive to the head office, just so they don't lose the snacks again. And we gave it to them, their head office, and they did a meeting with us. They followed up. We had a great meeting talking about how we're going to launch our products in their stores. And it was great. It seems great. Then they disappeared. And unfortunately, what happened after that is that someone came back saying that they have decided to go and do a similar version of our products. So create their own products, but copying our products basically. And I was just furious when I saw that.
Of course, they're copying your product. They're
Exactly.
Basically stealing your idea.
And for me, was on the fronts they have absolutely similar thing that we had. So we on our product we say we air dried and not fry. They have the same thing on the packaging. At the back, they claim as well to be reducing food waste like we do. And I was like, when did Holland and Barrett start reducing food waste? You never used to do this. You started doing it, claiming that you do it because you saw my product. So, I went back to my investors. They were very disappointed, and many of the investors actually have invested in me because I started a conversation with Holland and Barrett. So imagine someone investing in you and then later finding out that you didn't launch in the supermarket and they copied you. So you even have a competition now. They were very disappointed, and I said, as the CEO of my company, I can't just sit down and just take it as a loss and just move on and complain about it. So I decided to take this as a marketing opportunity. So I went to buy a thief clothes, black and white stripes. I bought a mask, a very thin one, a funny one, and I took a cardboard, wrote on it, "Snacks so yummy, they copied in a hurry." I went in front of their shops, many shops across London, bought their copied products and took mine and went to their own shoppers and asked them which one is the best, and I wanted for them to vote. So it was a very bold move because it could have gone either way. They could have said, hey, we love Holland and Barrett. But the thing is that I knew my products were better. The original is always the best. So I had confidence that people will actually vote mine. So over 200 people voted for mine. And just 2 people actually said they like Holland and Barrett's products.
Can I ask, was it a blind taste test? Did they know which
they
is
knew.
which?
They knew. I actually showed the both packaging, and I was actually explaining them that, look, this is the original product, this is the one they have copied.
Yes.
You taste and be honest with it. Which one is the best? Because the idea initially was to go to Holland and Barrett and tell them, look, although you have copied the product, people actually want us to be in your shops. I still wanted to collaborate, My approach was not to fight them. Personally, I thought, look, let me prove a point, because that would make more sense than trying to fight, a big company. And then I decided to post it online, and when I posted it, because I wanted the crowd, the crowd is the best judge. I posted it and it went viral. It exploded, and So I think right now is about 62,000 likes. 2,000 people have shared it, you know. So many opportunities have come my way. We have made about £60,000 in sales. Just from 2 weeks ago, I posted the campaign.
Fantastic.
So, you know, this just, you know, taught me a lot of lessons. I learned so much from it. First of all, I'm more confident in my approach, you know, in my marketing approach. But also, too, it taught me that, you know, when a situation gets, you know, gets sour, you can always turn it around, you know, by being creative with it, really. You know? So, I know there is so many brands out there that have been copied, but you know, our strength is in our creativity and how we can play around with it, really.
That's fantastic. So let's recap now where people can buy the product, yeah? Because we're kind of halfway through this now. So they can buy it in Selfridges, W.H. Smith, a number of independent stores. Do you have a list of those stores on your website?
I will have to, on our website. If you go on our website, where to find us, you can find where we sell them.
List.
Yes, and also we sell on Amazon as well, and our own website www.snackgusto.com.
Okay, fantastic. All right, we will be putting that in the description underneath.
A supermarket copied my products, so I dress like a thief. Wait. Before I tell you what I'm doing, let me give you a backstory. Barrett, at a trade show, they liked our products, so we left them some samples. We followed up with a meeting to discuss marketing and how we would launch in their stores. And during the meeting, we asked if they had any feedback on the samples we sent them. But the person on the call said they never received them. Very suspicious. So we drove again all the way from London to their head office in the north to deliver another batch of samples. When we contacted them again, they ghosted us this time. Yes, we didn't hear anything back. Fast forward, they emailed us saying they were creating their own version for our own products and refused to collaborate. Although the packaging is different, there were many similarities like dried, not fried, exactly just like us. And at the back, they claim to be using wonky fruits. Again, that's what we do. Really, Holland and Barrett? Really? You save fruits from going to waste like us? Really? But I don't like giving up easily. So, in the last couple of months, little did they know that I've been dressing like a thief. What I did was take their products and my products, then went in front of their shops with a cardboard that said,
"Snacks so yummy, they copied in a hurry,"
and asked their own customers to vote for which one is the best. I think that is fair, right? So far, 200 people have voted for Gusto Snacks, and only 2 people have voted for Holland and Barrett copied products. And I'm sure those 2 probably work for them. Anyway, here's my challenge to you, Holland and Barrett. If I get 2,000 people to vote in favor for my product, will you be open to collaborate and stocking my product in your stores? Deal? Anyway, I've already started the challenge, and I want to involve everyone in voting for which product is the best. If you live in the UK, here's how you can join the challenge and vote. Number 1, tag Holland and Barrett. Tag them. I just want them to see this video. Number 2, click the link in my bio to register so that I can send you some samples for you to taste and vote. And number 3, tag your friends, your aunties, your brothers, your sisters, your mom, your dads, anybody, your boyfriends, anybody, man. I just need help in order to make this thing happen. So thank you so much for listening to me, and I look forward to your votes.
So, Giuseppe, let's go back a bit. Let's talk a bit about your childhood, your upbringing, your early education, aspirations, education. What did you want to do? I'm sure you weren't thinking as a child, oh, I want to be a food manufacturer, were you?
Absolutely. I mean, when I was young, the aim, I mean, I was, obviously, as a young person, you always think about many things. You know, at some point, I wanted to be a lawyer, I wanted to be an astronaut. But then I was so creative and I wanted to be an architect. So during my studies, as I was going on, you know, I kept on, you know, being very creative, so pushing myself, you know, in terms of, studies. I went into a 5 years course in Italy, arts. And then at some point I thought, okay, I think in terms of architect, I'm not that great in math. So that is when I channeled into product design. But back in Italy, I was also a sports person. And that comes from my dad. My dad used to play football. So he used to go and run, you know, every Saturday, and he would drag me with him. So I would just go out there running with him, and I started doing athletics initially. Then I moved into basketball. I think basketball for me, you know, basketball really changed my mindset, because initially I wasn't great in playing, but there was one coach that came in as an assistant coach, and he used to be very hard on me in a sense that he used to, you know, be he was, I would say at times he was so hard on me, he will almost insult me, you know. But one day I was upset and he called me and he's like, oh, I believe in you so much, that is why I'm doing this. And it's like, you see everybody in this team, they are not in your level. And I wasn't even good, to be honest. I wasn't good at all. But he's like, I can see the future, you are so good, you know, I can see the potential you have. And he taught me how to train, you know, even when the training session is finished and everybody will go home, he will stop me there and we will continue training. He will tell me, go and practice on your own. When there is no practice with the team, go out there and practice on your own, even if you have the ball on your own. And that really changed my mindset. I would say from that 2006, this is up in 2006, I still remember it now at 34 years old. At that time I was 13. That summer I did everything he told me and it changed my mindset, and I completely changed as a player. I became a semi-professional player, just because of that mindset. And that is the sort of mindset I have with me right now. You know, the idea that for you to be the best version of yourself, or for you to be the best out there, you have to work extra hard. You have to, you know, go beyond what other people are doing, because the journey is not easy. It's a tough journey. You're gonna fail, you know, but you have to have that mindset that even if you fail, you can always stand up and get back on your feet. So and then from there in Italy, at some point as I was playing basketball, I also used to do modeling. Unfortunately in Italy, as a black person, you don't really have that many opportunities. It's a tough place down there. I would say the reality in Italy is that it's not that much diverse. I was shocked when I came to London and I saw black people driving buses, or black people even working in banks, you know. I was very shocked. But so from Italy I decided to move to the UK, and when I came here and I saw all of this, you know, opportunities, and I saw, okay, there is a chance for me to actually do something big here, I decided to, you know, put in all my efforts into studying.
What were you studying?
I went into product design.
Okay.
Yeah, and through product design, I wasn't even thinking about business at that time. I was thinking about starting, working for somebody. But the thing is that during my final year of studies, I did an amazing presentation. I did research about food waste, and I did an amazing presentation. So someone walks in and saw that, saw my presentation, and they were like, "Hey, but who did this?" And the teacher said, "It's me." And he came to me, he's like, "Is this a business you're already doing?" Because the presentation was so good. I wasn't someone who speak much. I didn't speak much as a person. I used to be an introvert. It's just business that has forced me to talk. But I used to, be very quiet. Because of that, my presentation was so good. Because as they say, images speak louder than voice, than words. So I would just design. If I was to design something, I would make sure I use less words as possible, but the design would just, be amazing. And this person was so impressed, and it's like, "Are you planning to start a business, or are you already doing it?" I said, "I'm looking for a job." And he's like, "Oh, I thought you were a business person." I said, "No, I'm looking for a job." And he's like, "Look, this is an amazing idea. I want to help you and take you under my wings and teach you how to open a business." So he took me into an accelerator program, business accelerator program. Yeah, and that is where I learned so much about how to open a business in the UK, what to do, what not to do. He taught me so much, and then from there I picked up myself, and I started doing everything by myself, and that is when my first business started. And and really I started pushing into this entrepreneur world, really.
Yeah, that's great. So that person who encouraged you, is he still in touch with you?
We do meet. He's a tech person, so he's in the tech industry. He doesn't deal with food.
Okay.
But
That's good. No competition.
Yeah, no competition at all. He just really wanted to help me out, and he saw what I was, I was ambitious, and he's like, "Oh, I love this," and he taught me so much. But we do meet, and we do have a chat often, about where we are in life, how things are going.
That's good.
And it's a good thing to check in with people often as well. The entrepreneur journey sometimes feels so lonely, and having people around you is the best way to go forward.
Absolutely. So it's fascinating how you got started. So with the drinks business, what drinks were you making?
So we were making smoothies.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If someone asked me, "Hey, do you want to go back into doing smoothie business?" I don't know, because it was very challenging. I used to juice everything myself. The process was so long. I had some industrial equipment, and I was, I had 2 extra business partners, but often, I would be in the kitchen from early in the morning. I would say the night, 9 o'clock, I would finish in the morning, 8 o'clock, juicing, and it was difficult. It was difficult, but I would say it was also a learning curve, because unfortunately at some point everything turned sour with my business partners.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we split up. That is because we didn't have the right structure, I would say, at the time in place. We have just started a business. We didn't really know what we were doing, But I would say, split between business partners is very common, and that is one of the main things that also destroy businesses, unfortunately. So one thing that I learned from there is, before you even bring in anyone on board in doing a business, make sure everybody knows where they stand.
Yes.
Everybody knows who does what, and especially who is the boss. Everybody needs to know that, because and it's not to, how can I say, it's a very uncomfortable conversation, but at the same time, knowing who is the boss is not a bad thing. It just shows structuring in a company. I learned this years after, when I was raising investment, that the first thing a VC, a venture capitalist, will ask you is, who is the boss? That was the first question they asked us, because they want to know if we have a structure in the company. They want to know who is the person that is being taken accountable for the things that are happening. It's impossible to have two masters for a company to work, unfortunately, you know. If there is a dispute, who makes the final decision? If you are two people with the same power, the company is going nowhere. So that is one important thing that I learned, you know, from my first business. And then also, when unfortunately at some point I had to close it down, I also did a check on myself, in a sense that I realized that, okay, it's not just the fault of other people, but also what is my weakness? Who do I know? Who do I need? If I was to start a new business, who do I need to complement my skills? I'm very good in sales, I'm very good in marketing, branding, design. I have the vision, yes, but when it comes to sales and numbers, I wasn't good. So, you know, those things, that experience actually made me really do a check on myself and understand, you know, who do I need beside me and what sort of, you know, tools I need in order to succeed in my next venture. So, although I failed the first time, but then going towards, I would say, second round, which is my current business, you know, I realized so many things. It taught me a lot.
Yeah. And I must say, since you spent so many years in Italy, your Italian must be pretty good.
Absolutely.
Are you trying to sell to the Italian market too?
The Italian market is very tough. It's very tough in the sense that it's not kind to entrepreneurs at all. So many taxes. Also, Italians are very traditional with their food. You know, they eat what they know a lot. So not so many brands, you know, especially challenger brands are down there. Although things are changing a bit, but maybe we may consider in the future to test it. Probably through this delivery app, Deliveroo, you know,
Yes.
all of these apps.
Yeah. Okay, so I understand that copying in the food industry is quite common. In fact, food or beauty or fashion industry. So entrepreneurs with small businesses will come up with ideas, and then the big boys, the big businesses, a lot of times they're copying it. We know that China does a lot of copying too.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've seen some black designers online saying that, look, this is my idea, and they showed all the pictures, and they showed some of the big companies in China now doing almost exactly the same products.
Yeah.
So tell me about what you know about some examples of this.
Yeah, so and I would say, especially in the food industry, it's difficult for there is two things. One is difficult to trademark food, because at times there is so many ingredients that go into a specific, you know, product that just trademarking everything is almost impossible. It's almost like saying you are telling someone not to go on a tree and pick, you know, a fruit from a tree. Imagine you pick a fruit, you put your logo on it and say this is trademark. Nobody can grow apples or grow oranges, you know. It doesn't make sense. So it's very difficult to protect products. So because of that, and also number two, taking someone to court is money. It takes time. It's a long journey. So these big boys, they are loaded with money. They have their lawyers ready, and they know that protecting the food products is very tricky. So they use it in their advantage to copy products. You know, you will launch in. They do it with the big brands as well. For example, I was speaking with the manager of Mars, the chocolate brand. She was like, when they launch a product in the supermarket, in their forecast or budget, they also forecast when they believe that supermarket will bring similar products.
Wow, really?
Yeah. So they know that, okay, maybe for 5 years we're going to make money, but then in the 6th year we know that these supermarkets have seen that we have done very well, so they may bring a similar thing just to, you know, eat off some of the sources, you know. And what they will also do is that these supermarkets will try to compete as much as possible in order to push away your brand and basically kick you out from the supermarket. That is their end goal. Unfortunately, it happens a lot. It happens quite often. I've spoken with, when I launched my campaign and it went viral, many of the founders came to me, sent me messages. I've heard people losing 1 million, for example, in product development, and then investing so much into that supermarket, and the supermarket copying them and making them lose money. I've seen brands that have gone, you know, being copied by multiple supermarkets, not just one, you know. And I realized that, wow, the issue there is so big. My issue is even small compared to many of the things that is happening out there, you know. And unfortunately, some of the brands don't have the budgets to go out there and, you know, and sue or take them to court. So a lot of them just keep quiet about it, and it's very unfortunate, you know. Why? And when you think about it, why would a supermarket just take you in instead of supporting you to grow? They are actually trying to, you know, put you out of business, you know. And unfortunately, they use small brands to test the market, so they wouldn't do it, but to risk anything, they wouldn't do it to waste their money, because in case they do it first, it may not work. So they take you in to use you as a test, and once they use you as a test and you are doing very well, that is when they say, okay, this one works, let's jump in.
Yeah, and we're talking about all the supermarkets doing this, as well as even Amazon doing this as well.
Yeah.
But they see some of their suppliers doing well, they try and find out where they're getting the product from, or they make a similar product.
Yeah, they do a lot. We were asked as well, you know, where we produced. We keep that very confidential.
Yeah,
you know, I was having a conversation once with the supermarket on phone, and they're like, oh, where do you produce? Who is your supplier? And I said, I'm not going to share that with you, unfortunately. Even if we work together, it's all confidential, you know.
Yeah.
I'm the main person you have to talk to. There is no need of you knowing where my products are coming from, who produced them, because you have to be very careful. They will try and play it around, you know, and try and persuade you to giving them a lot of information. By the time you see, they're like, hey, bye-bye. And, you know, and they will just take advantage of it and bounce you off. They always want to cut away the middleman.
And we see it happening even through wholesalers who, you know, you're making your food product, you're selling it through them, and then that wholesaler starts to copy that product, and then they're selling it in the stores, and soon they're outselling you. This is business, apparently.
It is.
But it's not ethical.
It's not ethical practice at all. It's so unethical, and I'm so surprised that nobody has done nothing about it. Regulation-wise, there is nothing that protects brands, really.
Yeah, I think the politicians really should take this on board at some point.
Yeah.
So, where do you plan to be? Do you think that Holland and Barrett will eventually take your product?
We don't want to be there anymore because
Really?
because we have realized that they may just take us in just to cover the shame, and then actually probably just try and maybe still continue copying us about copying what we're doing, and probably also take more advantage of us if we look too desperate to launch with them. Their margins and cost is so bad. Many people have reached out to me to say, hey, don't do it, because if you launch in Holland and Barrett, these guys will make sure to squeeze every all the money out of you. You wouldn't even make much. It wouldn't even make any sense to do that.
Okay.
And also they often come with things like, oh, we have a marketing fee that they charge just to make money off you. And Holland and Barrett doesn't even pay the bills. Let's be honest. If you launch with someone like Tesco, it makes sense. Holland and Barrett is just to say you are in Holland and Barrett.
So other supermarkets have shown interest now.
Yeah.
So you're
many
in
other
the
supermarkets.
discussion stage.
Yeah, we, for example, Waitrose wrote under our post saying, "Hey, send us some samples. We want to review this."
That's fantastic.
We have, supermarkets in Germany, in Netherlands contacting us.
Oh, brilliant.
I've had conversation with people from Dubai as well. I'm flying out actually in Dubai this month to go and speak with some suppliers. USA, so many people have reached out from the USA, which has been amazing as well. So something we want to look into, as we're going forward.
That's me clapping. Oh, it's fantastic. Well
Thank you.
done. So it sounds like a happy ending as
It is. It's a very. I mean, I didn't expect the post to blow up like this.
Yeah.
But that shows that you don't have to have fear in the things you're doing. I did this campaign last year, and I was 50-50 on posting it.
Yes,
I was thinking if I post it and nothing happens, but then maybe Holland and Barrett comes back to me with what have you done, but then I said, you know what, there is nothing wrong I've done here.
Yeah, you're telling the truth, aren't you?
I'm basically just narrating the story of what happened to me.
Yeah.
And the way I did it as well, it wasn't confrontation. It wasn't to confront them. It was more of like, let's play a game together, and then who wins? If I win, you stalk me. So I think it's good. I bet on myself, really.
Have they reached out to talk to you?
They still haven't. They have been very quiet. And I think it's because they want to try and do damage control. Maybe they are thinking
They
if
hope
they
it will
write
just blow over, yeah?
Yeah, if they write me, I may go and post it. Because the crowd is by my side right now,
Good.
so they are
Good.
very conscious about this, and I think they're just keeping it zipped.
That's good. Well done. Are you planning to dry any other fruits? Air dry any other fruits by any chance?
We have a project in the pipeline. We are working on a different type of product. But we may think of drying other type of fruits as well.
Okay.
Just to give some sort of, bring in something a bit different. Definitely, that will be launched soon.
And how many people are in your team? Because you say we, so how
Yeah.
many people are working with you?
So we are in 3 at the moment, the founders, but we also have freelancers we work with. We really try and keep it lean as much as
good.
possible, because a lot of companies out there, I've seen a lot of companies going to raise money, and then they get a lot of people in their team straight away. Again, it's not a bad thing, but the thing is that cash flow wise, it burns a lot, and many of them go out of business. So with us, we are very conservative with how we approach this, and it's a gradual growth. We didn't want to grow immediately and build a crazy team, and then you don't really know what you are doing initially. You know, you want to test as much as possible.
Yeah, of course. And can I ask, did you post that information about your campaign on one platform or many platforms?
It was on TikTok, on Instagram, and on LinkedIn.
Oh, the big three.
Yeah, and I saw that although I didn't post on Twitter,
Yeah.
the post
Other
went
people put it
viral on
there.
Twitter. Somebody
Probably on
posted
Facebook, probably.
Exactly, Facebook
Okay.
as well. But Twitter, it went viral, and people still shared it around. Yeah.
Fantastic. Ooh, I'm so pleased for you.
Thank you so
Well
much.
done, Guiseppe. Honestly, well done. Thank you very much for sharing your story,
Yeah.
and look forward to hearing what's happening maybe every 6 months to a
Yeah,
year.
indeed.
I hope that you have longevity. I hope that your product will be in all the supermarkets, because it is a fantastic product, by the way.
Thank you so much.
I
and,
don't remember where I bought it from before I even knew about it, but I do remember thinking, "Ooh, this is nice."
Thank you.
So well done.
Thank you so much.
Have you been to trade shows?
So we do go on trade shows. Trade shows are very expensive as well.
Yeah.
And not always you are able to get much from it.
Yeah.
So we did go initially to about 2 trade shows. But now what we do is that we have taken a different approach. We don't actually pay to have a stand there. Instead,
Yeah.
we walk in with our products and try and make connections
In the
in
crowd.
the trade show.
the
Yeah, at times
audience.
we'll go and stand close to maybe a snack brand,
Yeah.
and a buyer or a distributor will come around and they'll be talking to them. Once they finish, we're like, yeah, this is the guy, and we will just go and speak to them. It's cost effective.
Yes,
It saves
yeah.
you money from spending, 6 to 10K,
Yeah.
and it's not even guaranteed that you will launch in that supermarket.
I hear you.
So yeah, so we do trade show, but not as not as often, and we don't do we don't just pay to go and put our brand there like we used to do.
Okay. Well done.
Thank you.
Wishing you all the best.
Thank you, and thank you for having me. And yeah, again, if you want to try our snacks, you can go on www.snackgusto.com, or you can check on Amazon, Selfridges, and WS Smith. Really.
All the links will be under the video. Thank you.
Thank you.